Hello everyone, so today's video we're going to be talking about ground war in Call of Duty and my first impressions. Now keep in mind this is coming from a tactical gamer's perspective or a Milsim gamer's perspective, so that's where I'm coming from. So first off, ground war in Call of Duty is freaking chaotic. It's really chaotic. I can really appreciate that they're trying to open up and hit new markets and try new things. I think the increased player count is really cool because that adds a whole bunch of different things that they can do in the future, whether it be opening up more maps or bigger maps and a whole bunch of different options. Just the ability for COD to reach that many players is very impressive, and I'm really interested to see, changes in the market. So it's got the scale and player size of Battlefield, which is what they're kind of going for. They're trying to aiming for that Battlefield market, but it's still got that gameplay of Call of Duty. Now this leads to a very interesting mix because you have this huge scale and it feels like Battlefield when you're doing normal gunfighting, but then you add in the airstrikes and the kill streaks and the chopper gunners, and it gets really out of control really fast. Just because Battlefield is more focused around, it's just singular gunplay and like vehicles and not really any kill streaks or anything insane like that, and it's more controlled in that sense where the vehicles have set spawns and set timers. Call of Duty adds in kill streaks, which means that you've got chopper gunners, you've got airstreaks, you've got Pavlos, you've got all these different things just happening on the map at the same time. It just gets really chaotic because the respawn timer is also extremely low. It's just madness on the map, especially because in my opinion some of these maps just aren't big enough for the amount of players, and that can kind of be remedied by making bigger maps. It's so fast paced that it's kind of out of control. You're literally walking into sentry turrets and like all this other crap all the time, and for me that's just not my thing. I think if they had a ground war with like kill streaks disabled and like perks disabled or something like that, that would be a lot more interesting, or like realism ground war or something like that. I think that would be really cool, but the way they have it now with all of the Call of Duty mixed with like Battlefield, it's just too much. It's just sensory overload, especially when you throw in these Bradley IFEs, which you'll see me playing around with in this match. Those things can like really get out of control if players don't know how to get rid of them. I think we went like 50-4 by the end of the match, but it's cool to see. I have to say, it's like watching an extreme chaotic mess happen at a distance, but still just being in awe of it, because it's really amazing to see Call of Duty push into this. This is something that I don't think a lot of us expected from Call of Duty, and it shows that this studio and that Call of Duty and Infinity Ward and Activision, they're willing to do crazy things, and I think that's something that the genre kind of needs right now, because Call of Duty and Battlefield were kind of getting static, and it was just becoming a refresh of game after game after game. Call of Duty's trying to mix it up, and while they might not perfect ground war in this first go, I think it's awesome to see that they're willing to try something new, and that hopefully over time they can perfect a new game mode or a new genre, because it's really exciting to see military realism games kind of get more mainstream with Call of Duty, and I hope that Call of Duty Modern Warfare opens this up, and the ground war and the scale of it really speaks to the squad player in me, right? To the Hell Let Loose player in me, like being able to do these huge platoon-wide pushes and stuff like that. Like that's something that I want. I want to be able to organize and have organized game modes within ground war, because I think that'd be really cool. That's something that a lot of games don't do. Battlefield is the only one that really does it at this scale really well and at a AAA level. So Call of Duty Modern Warfare is really exciting to me for that reason, because it's a realistic AAA shooter that's pushing into the larger scale platoon-wide kind of gameplay. And yeah, they might not get it right now, but I'm hoping that they get it right in the future. Now, moving on from that, while they're not officially like really doing hardcore milsim stuff at the larger scale, I took a look at the private game settings, and they have a lot of customization in there that really encourages private events. So I really do think that there's a lot of room for the hardcore community to create private tactical events. For example, you can mess with turning on realism mode, turning on hardcore mode, turning off kill streaks, you can turn off perks, you can decrease the amount of health you have, you can also, because they have cyber attack, you can mess with revives, you can allow revives. Like this is all stuff that you hear coming from games of like Squad, Postscriptum, Hell Let Loose. Like that scale, no HUD, no kill streaks, revives, like that is pretty much like what the framework of those games are. And the ability to have these maps and the player numbers because of ground war, it leaves my imagination really excited, because I'm really curious what the community is going to come up with in terms of custom private hardcore events, especially with the scale that we have in Call of Duty and the map sizes and the realism mode. Like there's so much that I'm really excited for on the private event side for Call of Duty, especially with the night vision. Oh my god, this game is the closest thing that the hardcore tactical community has had to a AAA game studio actually pushing into this territory. No other game has actually pushed this far into the realism kind of tactical experience on the AAA side of things. So it's really nice to see a high budget, high quality game daring to test the waters in this genre. But that's pretty much my thoughts on Call of Duty. I'm really excited for Ground War and the opportunities it opens up for custom matches and for, the future of COD. I'm not really too excited about where it is right now because it is really chaotic. But, all those private settings are there, the realism mode, the night vision, and the night maps. Oh my god, they're beautiful. There's a lot of pieces and tools here that we can use for custom matches. And that's what I'm really excited for, is that COD has built all these different parts of COD that they don't really see together, and the hardcore community will bring those together to create a milsim kind of experience. So that's what I'm going to be experiencing with, especially like with my community experience from Squad Ops. I'm curious to see what we can do with COD. But that's all I got for you guys today. I'll leave you guys with the rest of this Ground War match. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Dear God. Alright, now I'm stuck.
Our enemies will not forget this day, neither will we.
I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and a special thanks to my channel members. If you want to support the channel and get up to 20% off my whole game store, check out that blue join button down below. Speaking of game store, you can buy my favorite games and official merch at Karmakut.com, so check it out. Looking for more content to watch? Try our last video here or sub on the right for future uploads. Finally, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.